EA's popular racing series. We've got Andy Tudor from SMS, and he's here to show us how Shift will take the franchise in a speedy new direction. That was smooth.
That was slick.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Yeah.
We've also got David Clayman, folks.
Hi. So, to kick things off, let's just get right into it. I may have played a Need for Speed game in the past, maybe one or two. But let's just talk about how this one is
That's
different.
kind of insulting. Are you going to stand for that?
No, I'm taking the show over. Get off. So, Need for Speed Shift, we're calling the true driver's experience.
Okay.
We're taking it back to its roots and basically trying to get that core mechanic of driving, like making you feel like a hero, like making it a really visceral experience, you know, right from day one.
Cool.
So I've got two things to show you here. The true driver's experience is split into two parts.
Okay.
The first we're calling first-person driving. So this is basically getting all the excitement and the experience that you would normally have in a first-person shooter game, actually in a driving game. So, you know, instead of headshots and you know, grenades going off, things like that, you know, you're actually battling with your opponents here, and you're getting shunted around. We've got a really good physics system, and the driver himself is actually fully modelled. So when you hit a wall or something like that, you know, you get that same kind of experience from a first-person shooter, like the screen goes all fuzzy, and you know, you get disorientated and things like that. Also, you know, in a first-person shooter, when you raise your gun up to your face and like the gun goes all really blurry because you're actually focusing on a thing in the distance. Well, if you look at the cockpit here, it's doing exactly the same thing. The cockpit's going all blurred.
I wouldn't have noticed that.
There you go.
Yeah, you can see that. You've got a lot of detail down there on the numbers and everything. They sort of fade out to the background as you're looking down the road. That's really cool.
So the ongoing theme for first-person shooter has been, so far, the show, teabagging.
Right.
I mean, thoughts? Do we see it in this game? Is it unlockable?
Maybe with a secret code or something like that, but I'm not going to put money on it, I'm afraid.
So I saw when you hit the wall, everything kind of went grayed out for a little bit.
Yeah. And then the second thing is basically what we're calling the driver profile. So if you look up at the top of the screen, everything I'm doing, I'm actually getting points for, and we're splitting those into aggressive things to do and precise things to do. So if I get onto the racing line here, you'll see that I'm actually getting racing line points now.
Okay.
And when I'm braking and turning here, and then if I start drafting this guy, just did a slide there, so I'm getting like, I can really define myself as a driver. Like, I'm a really aggressive guy who just like intimidates all my opponents and go on to win, or am I like a racing robot? Am I a guy who's just like gonna try and perfect every single corner and like, and you know, just be truly perfect.
So you've got sort of a metagame going on there with the points and how you're driving.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm not overly familiar. I mean, I play driving games, but usually not on my home systems. Usually over at arcades, the few of them that are left. But I just gotta say that the rear view mirror there, how clear and crisp it is, and then how it reflects everything in the cinema, that is like
Right, we spent a lot of time on
really
that.
well done. Like, I just know sounds like it has nothing to do with gameplay, but I love it.
If you look around, yeah, we've got the rear view mirror, which is fully reflecting everything.
Oh,
We've got
yeah,
the
side
side
mirror
mirrors,
too.
which are fully
Yeah, nice.
reflecting everything. If you move the right-hand stick around, you can actually look around the cockpit itself. So
Very
there's
cool.
a ton of detail in this
Very,
game.
very cool.
And I noticed you've already popped up your hood on that last crash. So
Yeah. So we've got full damage on all our vehicles. We've got over 80 vehicles in the game, 18 tracks. And if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, we've got things called stars.
Okay.
Now, when you go and watch a race, you don't just want to see a guy win. You want to see him put on a show, don't you? You want to see him like really perform.
Right.
So what we're doing with stars is we're saying the idea is it's not just about winning, it's about 5-starring your race.
Okay.
So if you imagine a kind of rock band kind of idea, that everything that you do on the track, which is related to the driver profile points, you actually earn stars for, and stars are the things that are going to progress your career.
So you were talking about those points you were getting for doing specific things like drafting or skidding. And those will add up to stars eventually, like at certain points? Okay, I gotcha.
So if you look on the left-hand side, there's actually a star threshold for getting 300 points.
Cool.
So I'm pretty close to that. So as opposed to other games where you start the race and then you don't find out whether you're a winner until 3 laps later, now you're finding out again and again and again in a moment-to-moment gameplay whether you're
I'm assuming you can replay those crashes.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Now, are you only allowed to replay them at the end of the game, or can you do
Nope.
it like, all right.
So you can pause
Yeah, I
and
figured it was
replay,
just
change
the same.
different camera angles.
All right, cool.
So if you were to send your guy through the windshield and
Right.
completely mess up. Would you lose a star, or would those points be subtracted from you, or is this
Nah.
this is all for the benefit of
I think
teaching
you're
you how to
confusing
drive
that
well?
with Grand Theft Auto.
It's more of it's a motivational thing.
Uh-huh.
Like, you wouldn't get penalized for not doing a headshot in a first-person shooter, would you?
Exactly.
And it's the same system here. So.
Very cool. And I see you've gotten some badges for what you performed at during the
And
race.
this is my profile here. So I'm a fighter because I was quite aggressive. I crashed a few times. You know, I wasn't very perfect during that race. I've got 280 points, and I've got a little XP level bar there to see that I'm about to level up in the next race. And I've won a lot of badges, which I can then actually put on my car to show other drivers and my friends online what type of driver I am.
Are there badges that you don't want, like you're a jerk on the road, road rage,
Well,
you know,
yeah, you
things
know,
like that?
your driver profile has levels, so yeah, you'll start off as a kind of a guy who just like bumps a few guys, but then after a while you'll get a reputation as being somebody to actually watch out for on the track.
See, that was not a silly question. that was a good one.
That was a real question.
That was a real question.
What about leveling
Disguised.
up? What does that get you? Get you more prestige, or people more scared of you, or?
Yeah, so leveling up is following the kind of Battlefield Bad Company kind of idea of
Okay.
leveling up, and you're getting rewarded. So every time you level up, there's always a reward of some sort, whether it's cash or cars or events or invitations or badges or liveries or etc.
So it looks like there's a real reason to do well race as you progress through the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you'd mentioned, because I think we're running out of time, you'd mentioned you had one other thing that you wanted to show us?
No,
or did you got it all?
I covered both things there.
Okay,
so.
well, now what do I do?
Sorry to put you in limbo there.
Oh, sorry, no, I managed that all myself. Well, anything you want to like close out with? Any last minute details that we might not have touched upon?
Shift is released on September 22nd in Europe.
Awesome. Look forward to it.
Awesome.
I'm going to crash immediately. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
so thank you so much. Guys at home, that's not all. There's another Need for Speed game on the way exclusively for the Wii, and we'll show you Need for Speed Nitro coming up next.